What's up, math fans? This is probably going to be the last Sweater Friday in a while, but I do want to thank you for your support. Please like, share, subscribe so that I can keep doing these videos in the future. And hopefully it's helping you so that you can do better in your classes and on your final tests and regions. So I want to talk about density, and of course to get to density you have a whole trail of math history. First you learn PEMDAS, order of operations, so that you know when to do what operations: add, subtract, multiply, divide. What do I do? You learn that so you can plug those numbers into formulas, like area formulas. You learn area formulas to find the space of two-dimensional objects. Then you use those two-dimensional objects to create three-dimensional objects, and then you find volume. And I have a video out on finding the volume of prisms, which are, this is basically the volume of a prism is big B times H. And then I break down what big B really means. Depending on the shape, big B means something different. I did not do a video for these, but here is a sphere, here is a pyramid, and here is a cone. So there's a couple other volume formulas that you should know. Why should you know that? Well, if you're trying to fill in the space of some shape, you should know the volume of it. And when we get to density, you should also know volume. Why? Well, here's a formula. Actually, I want to thank you again for supporting my videos. You are the real MVP. What does that even mean? Well, this is mass, this is volume. Mass divided by volume equals density. A lot of people use P to represent density. A lot of people also use D. So you might see it like this, you might see it with a D. D equals M divided by V. Density equals mass divided by volume. So remember that. So in order to calculate density, you need the mass of an object and the volume of an object. That's why we have all those volume formulas, okay? Mass is weight. How much does something weigh? You find that using pounds or kilograms, stuff like that. Volume, space, is used by cubing length, like feet, inches, centimeters, cubed, stuff like that. So this is going to be weight per space. That's what density is. It's how much something weighs per how much space it takes up, per unit of space. Let me give you a specific example. Here's a word problem that's pretty popular. The idea is popular. They give you a lot of confusing information and you have to be able to break it down. So I'm going to read it to you. The density of an American white oak tree is 752 kilograms per cubic meter. I wrote that here. Here's my density. Then it tells me the circumference of that oak tree is, the circumference of the circumference of the oak tree, of the trunk of the oak tree, is this, 4.5 meters. And it also tells you that the height of the tree is 8 meters. What is the approximate number of kilograms of the trunk? So I kept saying tree, 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 but really this is focused only on the trunk. So you gotta already think, they're telling me a story. What shape does it resemble? A tree trunk resembles a cylinder, all right? If they're saying a fish tank, that would be a rectangular prism. A brick, a rectangular prism. Sometimes they even use a sphere or a hemisphere, but this question is specifically talking about a cylinder. So let me fill in the information. I already know density, so I know this part of the formula. They want you to find the weight, so that's unknown. I don't know the mass. That's what we're going to solve for. That means I definitely need to know the volume. Volume equals, of this shape, I don't know, what is it? One of these guys, pi r squared h. Pi r squared h. Now, the face, the top or the base of this cylinder is a circle, and the circumference is 4.5. Circumference is 4.5 meters. So I need the radius to fill in this formula for volume. You're giving me the circumference. That's not helpful at all. I'm confused. I give up. But wait, I do know from, third grade that the circumference is pi times diameter. All right? So let me show my work here. 4.5 equals pi times diameter. If this is the circumference, this has to equal this. So I set them equal to each other. I'm going to solve for diameter. Divide by pi, divide by pi. 4.5 divided by pi. I have no idea, but I have a calculator. So 4.5 divided by pi is 1.43 and some more decimals. So this is D equals 1.43 blah blah blah. I don't want D, I want R, the radius. So I have to take this number and divide it by 2 and that gives me the radius, which is 0.716, blah, blah, blah. So now I can plug in V equals pi times 0.716 times h. They gave me h, I don't have to calculate it. That's the height here of the cylinder, 8. So let me get this out of the way. This is just to start us off, just to find the radius. Now that you find the radius, you plug it into the volume formula, type this in the calculator, and you should get, squared, 0.716 squared. So pi r squared times h will give me the volume, which, type, 12.892. Okay, that's my volume. Now I'm ready to answer the question. If density equals mass divided by volume, here's my density. 752 kilograms per meter cubed equals, oh, you should know this is meters cubed, because this radius is meters. Radius is a one-dimensional length. Sorry, two-dimensional length. So meters, right? One-dimensional length, but when I square it, it becomes two-dimensional. So that's meters squared. The 8 is also one-dimensional length, meters. So meters squared times meters is meters cubed. My volume is meters cubed. So let me plug that in. X over 12.892 meters cubed. Now, put this thing over 1. You all know how to solve proportions. Cross multiply. X times 1 is X. So I already got my X alone. All I need to do is type in this number times this number. And what happens is the meters cubed, because this is a denominator and this is a numerator, these will cancel out. What do you mean a denominator and a numerator? What is he saying? That's on the bottom. All right, let me show my work. So I'm doing 752 kg over m cubed. That's what I mean by that being a denominator. Times 12.892 m cubed. That's what I mean by that being a numerator. This is on the bottom of the number. This is on the top. So they will cross cancel. So your answer comes out in kilograms. That's what you wanted, the weight. The weight is in kilograms. So clues are whatever you're looking for should match the units. So I don't know, whatever. Type to the nearest whole number. X equals 9694 kilograms. Okay? Get yourself a calculator. Don't just take my word for it. This times this should be this. That is the weight of the tree. And you're done. So for density questions, draw it, get a good picture of it, list what you know, and then use the old formulas to find the unknowns, plug it in, cross multiply, and you're good. You don't always have to cross multiply, by the way. If you don't know the density and you need the density, then you just divide and you're good. So list what you know, draw it, use the old volume formula, you'll get your unknown. Thanks for watching. See ya.